Marriage is supposed to be a relationship where two people make each other more and more like Christ. Yeah. Parents of gay children are suffering right along with the children. We can change your behavior that you will be able to enter into heterosexual marriages and be happy in them.
Together. And while I'm on the subject of gay marriage, I think that some of the people who are very much against my position don't have as high a view of marriage as I do, because a lot of them reduce it to plumbing and baby making. And I think real marriage, especially a Christian marriage, is so much more than that. And after all these years, I just know so many people whose stories, and you know some of them too.
I guess that's the primary reason why I would like to be on your side, even though I can't, given faithfulness to Scripture, to be on your side. And it's this very important issue. That is, that marriage is supposed to be a relationship where two people in love aggrandize each other, humanize each other, and make each other more and more like Christ. Yeah. I can say in my own life that you have nurtured me along the Christian walk, and I know that I'm closer to Jesus today than I would have been had I not been married. And I would hope the same would be true for you, that we've both nurtured each other. And when I see what marriage has done for us and then turn to a gay couple and say, but you can't have this, I feel somewhat guilty. Nevertheless, I'm with Martin Luther, who said, unless I'm persuaded by Scripture or by conscience, I cannot and I will not recant. Conscience goes with you. Scripture does not. And let me just go a step further. Being a sociologist by trade, these are the things I know. First, nobody knows what causes a homosexual orientation.
These are things we agree on, too.
Yes, we agree. Yeah. Nobody knows what causes a homosexual orientation. There are those that say it's inborn. There are those who say it occurs with hormonal imbalances in utero. There are those who say it's social psychological. I mean, what I find most common in the Christian community is television preachers saying it's because there's a weak father and an overbearing mother. And the boy ends up identifying with the mother rather than with the father. And he rejects masculine behavior because there was no strong male in the household. Well, you know, that's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Consider this. I say it's dumb because it defies what everybody knows. In Camden, New Jersey, 94% of the children born there last year were born out of wedlock. Get that, 94%. If not having a strong father in the home would make you into homosexual, then Camden ought to be the gay capital of the world.
Many don't know who their fathers are.
Secondly, I get angry. That's the only place where I get angry. I get angry at that because I find that most parents of gay children are suffering right along with the children, because even if they accept gay marriage, even if they have no ethical problems, which I do on this, they know that their children are in for persecution, for discrimination, for humiliation in the years that lie ahead. And they're saying they're going through hell worrying about their kids. They know that their kids might even be subject to physical violence. The amount of physical violence aimed at kids is very, very high, the kids that are homosexual. Now, this being the case, I think it's abominable to say to parents who have a gay child who are suffering like this, what's more is your kid is gay because you weren't good parents. Whoa, to lay a guilt trip on the parents when there is no empirical scientific evidence to support that case, I think is really a cruel and mean thing to do. So you can see why I get hot and bothered when people try to explain. All the social scientists that I know, I don't know of exception of anybody in a reputable institution who doesn't say anything but this through scientific evidence. If you got a PhD from a regular university and studied this thing in depth, you will come to this conclusion. Nobody knows what causes it. What we do know is it occurs so early in the physical, psychological, social development of the child that the child never chooses. And what's more is, we know that except in rare cases, people do not change their orientation. It's interesting to note along these lines that Exodus, the umbrella organization that tries to nurture people out of homosexual lifestyles.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you see that? Did you
S
notice
on the end of it.
Has made it a point as of late that they've changed their mind.
Yeah.
That they are saying, you will have these homosexual feelings no matter what. We're not going to deliver you from the feelings. We can change your behavior, and we can change your behavior in such a way that you will be able to enter into heterosexual marriages and be happy in them. Now, we've had some sad stories on that, haven't we?
Yeah, the phone call that I hate most to receive is from a Christian man, usually late 20s, early 30s, who was gay, and I believe if you're gay, you're always gay. He was a gay man, went to a church where the youth leader or the pastor listened to him and said, if you marry the right girl, it will go away. And that is heartbreaking, because usually these guys have married a wonderful girl that should have stayed their best friend, and he married her, and then there are kids, and both parents usually love these kids fiercely, and so I get this phone call, what should I do? And that makes me so angry and makes me want to keep doing the work I do, because I want to talk to pastors and youth leaders and parents and try to stop people from telling lies that 14-year-old kids believe, and then get into an impossible place where they have no choice but to terribly hurt somebody. When I felt called by God, and Tony knows I really did, to do this work, really the only thing that upset me was I knew it would cause controversy, and I was a new Christian then in my mid-40s. I met Jesus in the hospital room of a friend who was dying, and I wondered when I got excited about knowing Jesus and thought about it, what kind of a testimony I would have, what kind of kingdom work I would do. And I remember saying to Tony, I can't give up drugs or prostitution because I'm not doing those things. I'm a nice little minister's wife visiting old ladies. And I was very excited when Jesus became real to me, and I was happy about doing this work because all my life I've known gay people that I loved and didn't feel they should change. But Tony did start getting some really nasty letters. Would you believe people would write to him and say, we're not supporting your orphanage in Haiti anymore unless you stop your wife from doing what she's doing? And I can't see the segue between hungry kids and Haiti and what I was saying, but it bothered me terribly. And I know it bothered Tony too. I used to say to him, would you have prayed so hard for me to find Jesus and get some kingdom work to do if you'd known what that kingdom work would be? And he always said, you just listen to God and stay faithful to Scripture.